What do we have to create? Give me a name for a character. Tell me one thing we know from this paragraph. Give me a word to describe. Moan, good word, good word.
I think he likes working with kids.
They're doing work in a fun way.
I like to say I've worn a lot of hats in my lifetime, my career. I was a sports writer for the Promise Journal newspaper in Rhode Island for 33 years. I've written several children's books, one of which won a Parents' Choice Award. And also I do writing workshops in schools. Give me a first name for a character, first name for a character, yes.
Bill.
Bill me later, okay?
He does a very good job at drawing the kids in, getting them involved, getting them interested.
Now, we need a good first sentence for our story.
Steve is fun.
What do we have to create?
A distraction.
If we don't motivate them to want to write when they're younger, how can we possibly expect them to be independent, enthusiastic writers when in the 8th and 10th grades? It's not likely to happen. So that's part of the emphasis of nudging the imagination.
What else can we do with his name to make him even more distinctive, to make him stand out even more?
I've done this program nationally, all around the country, and not only classroom visits, doing different types of workshops, different age levels, but also professional development conferences all around the country.
I'm guessing that every time you do a story, every time you write a story, you get it back, and one of the comments is, this is pretty good, but it could be made better. Am I correct?
Yes. Yeah.
What I do ties directly into the curriculum.
It integrates really well with our curriculum.
It can be a valuable tool for the teacher for me to model what I'm doing in the classroom for them.
The writing curriculum takes into account developing setting, characters, problems, solutions, and Steve incorporates that, all those aspects into the program.
Who can tell me what dialogue is?
Dialogue is...
I want them involved in what we're doing. I want them smiling and laughing and giggling to show them, again, that it can be fun.
Yeah, give me a word to describe. Moan, good word, good word.
And then we will generate characters and settings strictly from their own imaginations, list those items on a blackboard or whiteboard.
Does anyone here ever cook or bake at home? When you do, and when you follow a recipe, every recipe has a list of what?
Ingredients.
Ingredients. Now, here's why I mention this. Together today, we're not only authors, we are chefs. We are cooking up a story. See that up there? That is our list of ingredients.
They're excited about what we're doing, and they're actually learning without knowing they're learning, which sometimes is the most effective way to teach.
Why does the title have to be interesting? Yes.
Because then the person that's going to read it will get hooked.
Exactly.
It's really fun working, but it doesn't even seem like work.
Are you suggesting I made a mistake?
Yes.
Who's the published author? You've seen my books, and you're suggesting I made a mistake?
Yes.
The kids themselves obviously feel that excitement of being in the story. Well, that's my number, that's my word, that's my sentence, that's my character. And it's showing them that they can be authors too, which to me is very important.
Whose characters are these?
Ours.
Whose imaginations?
Ours.
Whose story?
Ours.
Once I based one of my stories on something like he said.
If I do become a writer, then it will be enjoyable for my reader if I make it more creative like Steve does.
These chicken feet are cold! They are
Moldy.
moldy!
He's lively, he's interesting to watch. Extremely animated.
We do okay with word pictures?
He has his little catchphrases and sayings. The kids do not forget them.
I have to look wicked smart.
Year to year, he comes back and he'll say, I'm going to take a drink now, and the kids all say,
Lubricate your tonsils.
they get a big kick out of his personality.
Do you remember what my real job used to be?
I think the fact that he worked for the newspaper and when he brings up the Red Sox and that he used to do that, that really engages the children as well.
And I get paid for a long time to watch baseball games. How about that for a job? Pretty good? We all have these good ideas. Writing is not, to me, not necessarily commas and capital letters. They're not important. They are at the end, the finished product. But we can't let them be the impediment to getting the ideas out there, because if we do, we're going to kill them at early ages to becoming, I mean, they'll never become independent, enthusiastic writers.
Today's story was about Rosie Tiger.
This tiger that got sand in her sandwich.
And then there's this Fredward shark.
A shark that can't swim, so It uses a surfboard.
Fred got onto his surfboard. I'm scared, I'm terrified, I'm nervous, squealed Fred with Shark.
When he was learning to surf, his surfboard got out of control.
He was out of control. Help!
And he crashes into a dinosaur.
She was trying to get away, but the surfboard was moving too fast.
And they go flying into this shack where you get your snacks.
Then it rained. So they went,
The end. Now, how's it sound?
Hopefully next time they go to write a story on their own, they'll think about, oh, well, let me just not call my character any old name, make it a little bit more interesting.
They become more creative. They really do.
As authors, you kind of have to picture and visualize what may be happening, what's going to happen, okay? The workshops I do for older kids, grades 4 and up, I can actually visit their classroom 4, 5, 6 days in a row and do different kinds of interactive and motivational type of writings. We also write chapter books of cliffhangers. We write video magazine scripts, which again ties in especially with social studies. We do myths. So it's a lot of different types of writing, and one of the other things we do, which is more of a 3-day residency type of workshop, is we create mystery dinner theater scripts from scratch that schools tend to stage as spaghetti supper fundraisers.
It's a great chance for, you know, a published author to come in and just not visit for the day, but actually create something with your class.
I do know that it's fun for me to be in the classroom and see the kids get excited about writing. What else can we do with this? I always wanted to be a children's author. And then that just translated into, you know, volunteering to go into my kids' classroom, and I've become kind of a ham in the classroom at this point. But I just really enjoy it, and it's something that has grown into a full-time career for me.